My name is Arnik Bhagat. Many people perceive that video games are a waste of time. They make a person socially isolated and they rot your mind. But in reality, they are not what people think they are. People also have the misconception that playing video games can lead to aggression or violence, but that is not the case. This is because by playing video games, you get to focus on something else for a bit and let your mind rest. A study shows that it is proven that after playing with video games, you will feel refreshed and also get your mind ready for another session of stress. Playing video games is good for your brain and does not lead to violence or aggression. Video games improve brain coordination, and there is no scientific evidence that it can lead to violence. So, why playing video games is good for us? Please allow me to answer that question. Playing video games can improve the reaction times and hand-eye coordination. According to the research studies conducted by the Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences shows that players who play fast-paced 3D shooter games showed improved performance in perception, attention, and cognition. In a series of experiments on small number of gamers, 10 to 14 people in each study, the researchers reported that gamers with previous experience of playing such action video games were better at perceptual tasks such as pattern discrimination than gamers with less experience. Video games cannot lead to violence and aggression. The study, published in the Journal of Economic Behavior and Organization, focused on boys aged 8 to 18 years, the group most likely to play violent video games. Dr. Susie Dahl used the economic methods that identify plausible causal effects of violent video games on violence, rather than only occasions. She found no evidence that violence against other people increases after a new violent video game is released. Parents reported, however, that children were more likely to destroy things after playing violent video games. There is no scientific evidence or data that can connect the violent behavior of a person with the use of video games. Many psychological scientists agree that individuals who are the perpetrators of mass shootings and violence are already suffering from a mental disorder. Video game players are not lonely and isolated. Video game players have online forums, social media groups, clubs, and so much more. Online and multiplayer gamers also allow us to play with friends or even meet with other people. One survey found that more than 70% of people in the US who play video games do so with a friend, either cooperatively or competitively. Gamers basically have their own community. Even I participate and play in online games and events, and you can play with players yourself from around the world and enjoy the game. Video game sales has increased over the time and have become more popular with today's generation. Gaming sales in the US in August increased 37% in the pandemic to make up $3.3 billion, according to the market research firm NPD Group. Video games are available on online platforms like Steam and in retail store chains like Walmart, where most people in the US buy video games from. If the video games are played too much, a child can become addicted to playing video games. In some cases, when children play a lot of hours of video games that conflict with their daily schedule, they can become addicted to video games, which is not good for them. Some studies have shown that spending unusual amount of time playing video games can lead to bad academic performances in high school with some students. On the positive side, if video games are played as a relaxing activity and free your mind, there are many benefits of playing video games. Video game players should play games only as a relaxing activity. Video games improve your brain coordination and it is a good mental exercise. In closing, playing video games comes with many health benefits for your brain and memory. Also, they are not the cause for the uprising violence, and there is no evidence to suggest that playing video games leads to violence. So, I would encourage everyone to continue the playing video games. Thank you for listening.